Daylene, it's Aunt Virgie. I'm sitting here in the living room in the easy chair waiting on my nephew come pick me up and carry me up to the stock barn. Well, they wasn't open on Saturday because of the holiday. They're open special today. And I need to go up yonder. Well, I know I sound a little bit worked up. I am a little bit worked up, Daylene. The other day, I called my nephew, and I didn't call his cellular phone. I called his real phone. Instead of him answering, his wife answered. You know his wife as well as I do. And I told her I needed to talk to my nephew about getting a new pair of mules. And she said, Aunt Virgie, he's at work. I forgot that they changed his shift, that he works daytime now. That's beside the point. Now, Daylene, I'm upset. I need for you to just... What do you mean, what do I mean? If you'll just be quiet and listen for a minute, I'll tell you what I mean. I called over yonder, and I didn't call on the cellar phone. I called on the regular phone, figuring he'd be at the house, not down in the cellar. But he was at work. Well, all right then. So his wife asked me, well, what is it that you need? And I said, I need a new pair of mules. I need them before springtime so I can get them broke in good, for planting time. And she said, Aunt Virgie, now listen, you don't need to be out in this cold weather. Why don't you just let me take care of it and let me go check around, see if I can find you a pair of mules. And then, just have them delivered to you. And I said, well, because I would like to size them up myself. And she said, Aunt Virgie, we know your size. And I said, well, if you know so much then, why don't you just go right on ahead, run into town and shop around and see if you can find me a new pair of mules? Well, she asked me what color did I want. I said, what color of mules do I want? Well, I'll take brown, or I'll take black, or tan. She said, well, Aunt Virgie, what if they've got some fun kind of mules, like maybe purple ones or green ones or red ones? I said, when the day on this earth comes to where they've got mules that are out of a crayon box is the day that I will not need me a new pair of mules. And she said, well, Aunt Virgie, I still like to take care of it for you. It's the holidays and it's cold. If you just trust us and let us take care of it. And I said, all right, fine. Then day before yesterday, there was a knock on the door. And it was some lady I ain't never seen in my life. And she's standing there with a couple of shoe boxes. And she said, are you Miss Virgie? I said, yes, I am. Evidently, you hadn't lived around these parts very long, or you'd already know that. Everybody knows who I am. She said, well, ma'am, there's no need to be rude. I said, I wasn't being rude. I was just telling you how it actually is around here. And she said, well, oh, all right, but I have your mules. And I stepped out onto the porch and I looked around and I couldn't see a trailer or nothing. She's standing there with a couple of shoe boxes in her hands. And I said, well, what is this? What's going on here? She said, and she handed me the shoe boxes and said, we brought you black and brown because your nephew's wife said that. And I just stopped her. Yes, now, Daylene. So now I'm sitting here with 2 pair of new mules, a black pair and a brown pair. I reckon maybe I can get them broke in by spring in time for plowing. In the meantime, I'm sitting here watching the dust bunnies fly around in the air, waiting on my nephew and his wife to come pick me up and carry me up to the stock barn so I can pick me out my own new pair of mules so I can have them broke in by springtime and before my Social Security check runs out.